Today, I want to talk to you about planning. Like planning the day, whether you plan the day from the night before or the morning of, or you plan the week, or you plan the month, or plan quarterly, plan for the whole year. When does it make sense to actually make a plan? So I'm here in Podgorica in the City Kvart area, and I'm going to go check out a coffee shop called My Brilliance that I like to go to quite often for some work and meeting with people. So let's go there and continue talking about this planning. So my camera has a face tracker on it, but because of this mask, it can't detect my face. So I think I'm just going to have to use it without a face tracker. These City Kvart apartments came up and there are so many of them. I think there's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 just in this section. I think there's another 12 or 16 over there. That I feel like there's 20 high-rise apartment complexes all in one little section. But on the ground floor, there are coffee shops and stores and grocery stores and just everything you would need to live here. So back to planning. When I was in college, I learned about planning using, let's say, the Franklin Covey method. And I used to plan out my day by like the 15-minute chunks. Try to be very, very detail-oriented. Have tasks to be done, goals to be done for that day. And it was good for small tasks. Let's say I had a task list of, 5 to 10 things to be done. Some of them take 15 minutes, some of them maybe an hour. It'd be easy to schedule out the day and to try to get those small tasks done. But what happens when one task becomes a project that's all day? So here we are at My Brilliance Cafe, and let's go inside and check it out. When you come in, you see nice decor, the walls, furniture. In the center, you have nice, like gluten-free, sugar-free snack options. You got a nice wall of greenery over here. And you come around to this side, you have nice, a little more private seating. Again, nice decor. I usually pick that spot right there. So one of my vlogs, you already saw a little green background. It's because of that wall right there. So this would be my spot for now. And let's order a coffee. Kad pitam za kafu, za americano, mogu da snimam kako vi napravite. Hvala. Check it. Hvala. Hvala. So like I said before, in coffee shops, you can take off your mask as you have a drink. Whenever I get a coffee, I like to smell it when it's really hot, but I don't like to drink it when it's really hot. It's the basic, generic coffee that you find here in Montenegro, here in Podgorica. I don't think there's anything special about it. It's just I like the decor, and this used to be one of the restaurants that used to be no smoking allowed inside before the no smoking inside rule was actually enforced a year ago. So now all cafes are not smoking inside, so that doesn't really make this any different than any other cafe. It's nice ambiance and decor, and most of the staff, they speak English here, so that's nice too. And they have a lot of good menu options if you're looking for maybe smoothies or gluten-free, sugar-free options. The coffee is not really the thing that draws me here. It's the ambiance. It's good. It's not spectacular. Like I said, it's average. Back to planning my day. What's also nice at cafes here throughout Montenegro is they always give you a water with your coffee. It's just coffee and water go hand in hand. Maybe because their coffees are stronger than normal, like the European style, and so water is used to help, not dilute it, but wash it down a little. Back to planning your day. I found myself, from when I started working and even coming to the mission field, that sometimes tasks are actually drawn out. And just recently I started learning more and more about something called deep work, where the work that you have to actually do requires more than just an hour of getting into it. Maybe it's you are building a website or you're editing a video and 30 to 45 or 60 minutes is just not enough, and you need time to get into it. It's not like you can work from 10 to 11 a.m. and then stop for a break and go do something and then come back at 1 or 2 in the afternoon and continue. It's like you need momentum, and sometimes I need 3 or 4 hours to actually work at a project. Maybe it's sermon prep, maybe a 4-hour chunk of the day, like the whole morning, the whole afternoon, the whole evening, is just not enough to get it done. And now you're planning multiple chunks or multiple half days at a time or multiple days at a time. What I find myself doing now is I look at the week. I look at the Monday through Friday or the Tuesday through Saturday, and I say, okay, maybe the first day of the week is set aside for planning and administrative and tying up loose ends and making meetings. And the second and third day of the week is time spent with people, having coffee with people, meeting with people, following up with people, whether they're from church or people that I need to make contact with. And then maybe at the latter end of the week is time for sermon prep or video creation. And then there's always the emergency items that come up, like when the car needs repairs or something in the house needs to be addressed. Sometimes you have to take a half a day or a full day set aside to actually get something done. In Africa, I learned that it's very difficult to try to bang out a whole project list and be very productive in a day. I used to tell myself that if I can just cross off one thing off the list, like what would that major item be that would make today a great day? Instead of focusing on the 5 or 10 little things that would be busyness but not productive, what would be the one thing that would actually cause you to have a productive day? Sometimes your planning requires a whole month of scheduling and planning. For example, if we're going to go to the States for a month or two, that requires a lot of planning to know where we're going to stay, how we're going to get there. I mean, sometimes in 8 weeks' time, we sleep in 14 different places, and none of them are hotels. They're all in people's homes. Planning, ministry purposes, planning for a Christmas or Easter event that requires booking the venue and the worship practice times and reaching out and getting flyers and telling people about the big event that's coming up. All that takes time and planning and prep, and it's more than just an hour here or a half day here. It would be an ongoing, like month-long, multiple weeks or longer planning kind of event. If you find yourself on a regular daily basis having to do small little things, let's say answer emails, make phone calls, visit the drugstore, whatever it is, planning by the day, whether it's the night before, somebody has a drill. If you find yourself having small little tasks throughout the day, maybe it's answering emails, making phone calls, making a visit to the pharmacy, or whatever it is, and most of your items can be done within a few minutes or within the hour, then yeah, you can go ahead and schedule, whether it's the night before, schedule the next day, or the morning of, schedule of that day. But if you find yourself having to have deep work sessions, or it takes a half a day or a full day. I like to look at the day as half a day in chunks. Because I don't think I can sit down and work for 8 hours, but I could sit down and work for 3 or 4 hours. And you could have 2 or 3 of those chunks throughout the day if needed. And if there's some kind of consistency in your schedule, like in my schedule, it's wonderful to block out certain days of the week for certain projects so that I don't neglect any one of them and I don't live by the tyranny of the urgent of whatever comes up I need to attack. But rather, I can actually make a plan for what's important and make sure that I'm getting those things done. Each day, having a quiet time is important. You make time for that. Each day, exercise is important. I make time for that. Each day, time with family is important. You make time for that. But when it comes to work and studies, planning out your day, your week, the quarter, the year, however big the plan is, however big your goal or project is, that's how much planning is required. I recommend My Brilliance Cafe. It's a great place to work, have a decent coffee, and meet people. And it's not that busy, so that's why I like it. So when you have tasks for the day that are small, you go ahead and schedule them throughout the day. When you have big projects, you plan out for the whole week. Chunk out the week, even the month. That's what I do. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment down below what kind of planning method you use on a regular basis. See you. Ciao.